Hi, this is Carmen Delman with High Desert Screening.
And Terry Puchek with High Desert.
And we have here Toxic, Jay, the singer, musician, and the producer and director of the music video Ashes.
Yes.
Just spectacular.
Your name?
My name is Julian Javis.
Welcome, guys. Thank you for being here and to make this interview.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, we were really excited when we watched your video, Ashes. Great job, by the way, on that. It was, the music is beautiful. Just your voice.
The quality of the music video got me, and then I have to confess something. The other day I was like, I love to take a shower with my music, my video on. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? I love music. And then one day I caught myself.
Yeah,
I caught myself singing your song.
That's
wonderful.
Awesome.
Where did who's this artist? I mean, who's this singer?
There you go.
I'm like, oh, good. I know him.
Oh,
I know him.
That's great. Carmen Dahlman sings your song in the shower.
That's a huge compliment. For sure. I will keep that in mind. For sure, absolutely.
So where people can find you? What are you in SoundCloud? Are you like?
I'm on everything. I mean, like so everything comes out on SoundCloud first. That's kind of like our hub for where we release everything. But so we get distribution through SoundCloud. So you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, right? Yeah, you can find us everywhere.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
I think so.
iHeartRadio,
Are you seriously on Spotify?
Everything, yeah,
I'm
Spotify.
gonna put your
Yeah.
music in my.
It was tough because there's quite a few artists with Toxic as their name on Spotify, and so when we first started doing it, it was kind of frustrating because they would have our music under different people's accounts and stuff, and like their music would be under us.
Yeah.
They recently did this update with the way that they do distribution through SoundCloud, and because of that, now we were able to like make our page really cohesive and I feel like that's kind of like a huge achievement in and of itself, because just getting to Spotify is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be.
Wow.
Right.
And to be distributed is like a big thing, especially in this industry. And there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of really good stuff out there. So, congrats. That's being on Spotify. I don't know. I'm not a musician, but I think that's a huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, for us, we basically earned it.
Yeah.
Through SoundCloud, like if you get enough plays, they'll kind of like award distribution to you.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Like he ended up getting a ton of plays on his SoundCloud. Yeah.
That's really not beautiful music.
It was like overnight too, because so we basically, after we had some music that we were putting out and we had like our first album out, we worked really hard on getting some exposure through Reverb Nation. It's kind of been our number one. Like we've been pushing through Reverb because like a lot of people are on Reverb Nation, and like a lot of industry professionals and labels and different things. And once we got on there, we started getting a lot more action on SoundCloud, and that's kind of what earned us the distributions, and now we get all that for free, which is really cool. So and the cool thing is that we earned it. We only had to earn it once. Now our foot's in the door and we're in. So every time we put something out, we can distribute it right away. And it's cool because it takes a little bit. Once you release it through SoundCloud, it takes them a little bit to like review it and get all the copyright and everything squared away. Because that's something that they also do for us, is that everything is all copywritten and packed in. It's us, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I just found out like yesterday that finally like everything that we've released is now on all platforms, which is really cool. So,
And when was everything released? This was just the end of last year.
yeah.
Well, we first started his page and put out his first song, which was Paradigm. We put that out in October of last year, like early October.
Yeah.
And then his first album, which the song Ashes is on, that was put out in December on Christmas.
Christmas Day, 2019. It was,
So Ashes is your first. Is this your first album?
yes, it used to be. It was the first album. It was a huge. It was crazy because we weren't even really sure that that's where we were going at first when we started putting out the music, and it was actually the initial reaction that we got that it was like, okay, so we're making an album, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So and it was really
It's
cool.
challenging because now you have to think about the second one, right?
Yeah.
And then like try to like compete against yourself is
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
It's,
I don't know.
you always want to
But
be trying to like. I feel like it's a bad idea to try to always like outdo yourself. You always just. I feel like it's just a good idea to be trying to do something different and explore something new. And that's what we've been working on now. We have a lot of stuff that's coming out soon. We have a project that we're actually on the better side of finishing right now.
We're getting inside information.
Yeah, we've released a few singles recently that's hopefully starting to, like, if people pay attention, it kind of alludes to the fact that we have something bigger that's going to be releasing soon. So
Wow.
I'm not sure about exactly when, because it starts to kind of snowball. Like once you get to the point where things really start falling together, that's when you can kind of build a picture, like, okay, this is when we're gonna have like a release date, this is that. But we're kind of in the point right now where we have like so many different things that we're working on and bringing together at the same time that it's mostly kind of theoretical, and we're kind of just changing the plan as we go, you know.
Right, sure.
But because it's a lot, because we, you know, the thing about it is that we do this on the side. I mean, like we pursue it as if it's like our main thing, but we have day jobs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So but it's
You
been.
have to pay rent.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you write the music?
Yeah, I write everything.
Oh.
I write the music, the lyrics, a lot of the secondary parts that you hear in the finished music, like the background parts and like the harmonies and things like that. We write like together. A lot of times we kind of do it on the spot. Like we write the song and then we're in the studio working on it. And it's like, okay, I think this would sound good there. And then like, you know, Julian will pick up a guitar and like make up.
So do you have your
part.
studio at home? Do you
Yeah.
work at home?
Yeah, it's where I live. Yeah, I have a little setup, some instruments, some microphones. So
He
it's pretty nice.
undersells it a little bit. It's honestly like, it's really like, for lack of a better term, it's really pimped out. Like you go into, it's like it's really cool. It's a total like a vibe space, and like the lights change colors, and like it's a whole atmosphere.
Artistic.
Yeah, it's cool too because I was in
Yeah.
that room. It was actually my old room because I used to live with them for a little while. It was my old room. I moved out.
That's how you guys met? They were like
Actually,
It's an
How
interesting
did you
story.
Crazy. That's crazy. So we worked
both
together.
smart.
We worked at Johnny Rockets, which is a burger place. It was in the Cottonwood Mall here,
Yeah.
and he was actually my boss. And then,
Oh.
long story
That's
short,
adorable.
I introduced him to my sister, and now they're actually getting married.
Oh my! Well,
Ooh.
congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to keep it everything like
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool because it's like, you know. So I mean, like they're not married yet, but like I just refer to him as my brother-in-law. So it's just like
It's easier that way.
Yeah, it's easier to explain that way, but so then that's how we met, and because we were friends first, like we started making music like kind of for fun on the side first, and then once, you know, like him and my sister were like living together, it was a lot easier for us to have time to be in the same place and work on music.
Wow. And so you play some of the instruments on that?
Yeah, so I had been producing music for several years now, and before that, I would try to learn any kind of instrument I could. I started with guitar and then just, you know, went on to like piano, drums,
Try and learn any
bass.
instrument you could. That's,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
And
Plays
it
mandolin,
works.
the dulcimer, like instrument, like random instruments too.
Wow.
Flutes and stuff.
Yeah.
But the more I did that, the more I kind of naturally wanted to produce stuff, so I can, you know, put all this together, whether I'm doing it by myself or not, which is always usually by myself. But yeah, so that really came in handy when it came to his music, and we're both pretty much into a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
So we kind of leaned into like this kind of hip hop feel.
Like this indie hip hop acoustic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting
With the
style.
music. And I think that it's a good reflection of the stuff he's into. I don't know. It's like our own little style.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
it's coming.
It's cool because I think it's really unique, and I didn't realize it until we had enough music out where I was like, this is really, it's kind of its own style, and I really haven't heard anything else that's out right now that's exactly like what we're doing, and that's really cool. You know, coming up with something that's unique like that.
And it's catchy.
Yeah.
The same as the name, like
Yeah.
toxic. Yeah. I want to be intoxicated.
That's cool. That's cool too. Because I was honestly kind of like once I like settled on that name and decided it, like we released the music and it was like that was it. It's cemented in place. So I was kind of glad that the reaction to the name was what it was too. So
It is toxic.
yeah.
Yeah, the
And it's
video.
hard to forget. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, I'm not kidding. It's like, you keep it in mind.
Yeah.
It's like toxic.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my god. Oh my god.
The video really draws you in. I mean, you're
Yeah.
like part of you as you're singing. It's just so,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I related to some of the words and, you
Yeah.
know, and at the end where you just walk away whistling. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I
So did you
Yeah.
direct
That's
film that
amazing.
music video?
I did. So
so just you're not just a producer. Oh, he's a
yeah,
filmmaker.
I'm really trying to get into that too, especially lately. Like I just joined the New Mexico Film Group page on Facebook, and I put myself out there because I'm trying to really branch out and do a lot more. And more people are starting to get in touch with me, actors and stuff, so I can, finally do some short films. Yeah, I've been trying to
you
do
can
that lately.
submit those, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Some of these
didn't
people
have any
to
to
talk to.
submit. Yeah, we didn't submit anything until last minute. I think it was you that got in contact with us
Yeah.
and recommended it, which I'm glad you
I
did.
do not remember how I found you, to be honest, but when I saw your video, I just was like, this is really good.
I remember sitting at her house watching the video.
I was like,
Oh, wow.
I think you
Guys
guys
in.
submitted it or something.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah,
When-
I was just like,
when we
what
were
is-
trying to get going with the kickoff party,
Yeah.
we sent
Oh,
a
yeah.
party.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we were-
Yeah, by the way, Toxic was going to
Yeah.
play at our kickoff party.
Yeah.
That didn't happen because of the COVID. But you guys can play in the rap party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's planned for
yeah,
sure.
we are really hoping that we can do that as soon
Yeah.
as the governor says thumbs up, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have a rap party for High Desert. We still want to have that, everyone come together and just celebrate, the great submissions, yours being a finalist.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's been an amazing year for so many artists, and it's just a shame that things were kind of shut down because the kickoff party was going to be huge.
Yeah.
It was going to be in April. It was.
Yeah.
But everything was coming out so well. And
It was just
so
falling into
excited.
place.
You know, in a way though, like it's kind of a bummer that things are happening the way they are.
Oh, sorry.
But there it goes. It's kind of a bummer that things are happening the way that they are. But on the same hand, it's kind of the people that aren't discouraged by this time, I feel, are really going to come out on top. And like in a way, as difficult as it is to make these types of connections with all this going on, it's kind of just heightened my drive to kind of persevere, because if you're able to make good like professional relationships with different people throughout this time, when we come out of it, those
Stronger.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot stronger, and like especially the workfall will probably be a lot smoother, because it's kind of like training with ankle weights on. You know what I mean right now? I mean, because once this is done and things open up, and it's just gonna be a lot easier. You know what
I
I'm
love
saying?
that analogy.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, I pull them out of a hat.
Well, it's hard not to get discouraged in these times. That's why Carmen and I are, what can we do for High Desert, for the artists, the filmmakers, the musicians, and so that's why we wanted to do some of these interviews to still, just get people out there. We weren't able to have everyone at the live event.
I think personally, I think in New Mexico there's such really great talent.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Talented
people are sleeping on it,
But
honestly.
not just in the film industry. We're more in the film industry. And music, I mean, there's a bunch of bands. I mean, I go to bars and I see these bands playing, and I'm like, people need to know about them.
Yeah.
Like
It's a matter of
like-
time.
Yeah.
It is, and that's why, what made me want to join High Desert with Carmen is that it's not just about supporting people in the film industry. It's all artists.
Photographers,
Yeah,
singers,
photographers, like every year we make a photo of the year. We just, and that's just what it's about, because this state has amazing talent. And you, young man, are just gonna skyrocket. I can feel it.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised that we got the reaction that we did at first. I mean, not to imply that I'm not confident in the music that we put out, because I am. But like, you're definitely right. There's a ton of talent here, and being lucky.
You have
enough
a
to-
very refreshing. Yours is just. It's refreshing, and it just kind of like like I said, it like pulls you into that. And I tell you what, the graphics and video.
I was gonna ask you, did you edit the music video?
Yeah.
So
it's
all the Ashley stuff, it was as an effect.
Yeah, it was cold outside, but it was not.
I was like, was someone up there with a
snow and
pillow?
Yeah. Man, he does all sorts of cool stuff. You should see a lot of the cover art for like the singles that we released. Like the one that we just released, a song called Reflections, and like the picture that we on the cover. It's so impressive in the way that he makes these.
There you go.
If you don't remember, it's High Desert Screening.
It isn't that high anymore.
All right.
So you do the covers.
Yeah, so the poster that we sent you is.
So you are a graphic designer, a producer, a music producer, a director, a camera guy. Oh my god!
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of cool too, because like, and then I kind of feel like, because he gets real into what he's doing, and he gets real caught up, and is just working really hard, and just gets really focused, and then I end up a lot of times I'm like I kind of like will be the face, like the personality side of it that like kind of butters up the crowd and keeps people talking while he's kind of like out of sight working on all his background stuff. It's just us, like I don't know, everything is us. The only like outside help that we really got was the original album cover. My sister drew. It's a hummingbird. My sister drew it, and then he graphic designed it and made it into the cover. It's actually this. It's this. This was the hummingbird that was my first album cover, which is really cool.
Yeah,
So,
that is really
Yeah, I love to work with a small group of people. I mean, otherwise I just get overwhelmed. Like,
it's too hard to find people that you can really depend on too, that are really going to complement your style. You know.
right. That seems to be, Carmen and I. That's how we are. So
a team of two, but I don't care.
But we work so well together.
We get to the point where two people that can work really well together are going to accomplish way more than 50 people that can.
Exactly.
And I couldn't really collaborate well with anybody before me and Julian started working together, and it's because I'm a little bit eccentric, especially when it comes to how I like work on my music.
We have the vision, and he can like see it.
Yeah, well, what I always say, like when he's doing music, I was like, he's doing his Julian thing, is what I always say, because I'll make something, and like, and I'll be able to play the song, and it's just like me and my guitar. It always just starts with me and my guitar, and I have this idea in my head, but it's like I don't really on my own have the capability to like bring it to life. So like he does his thing, and just like then it brings it to life, and it's like a real thing. Yeah, and it's cool too because like he's kind of like he's learned like my style and like what I'm going for. So we kind of there's a lot of things that we don't even have to like discuss anymore. It kind of just happens on its own.
Trust him enough to say, he can decide black or white.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take off and let him do his thing, and then he'll send it to me later. I'm like, that's perfect.
It's how it started because for a while I knew that I wanted to produce music with him, but I was trying to find a good way to kind of get him more on board than just saying like, hey, let's do some music together. So he wrote this like brand new song. It was called Used to Be. And after he showed it to me, I was like, hey, do you want to record it real quick? So all I had him do was record just the guitar part, and he recorded it on an electric guitar. That's all I had there. And then like a couple days later, I sent him it, and I was like, this is what I got. And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
That's how we
That's how
went
it
from
used
there.
to be.
That's how it used to be.
Now he's marrying his sister.
No, you guys have a remarkable story. Really
Great
do.
energy.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
So when did you start like singing or playing the guitar? How do you start it? What called you like?
Yeah. So music was initially my sister's thing when I was growing up, and she went to this performing arts school called Papa. I ended up going there as well afterwards, but so like she kind of inspired me to like get into it, and she has like natural like talent, like she can sing really well, and she's just like naturally really inclined with like art kind of stuff, and I had to like teach myself and like work at it, and so she was my original guitar teacher. And it started with like I played saxophone when I was in like 5th grade or 4th grade at school, and that's how I learned how to read music and like understand music. But she was my first guitar teacher. She just taught me a few chords and like showed me how to do some things, and then from there I was self-taught, and then I ended up taking choir in school to like kind of fine-tune my voice a little bit, and since then it's just been like self-taught and just practicing, and I sing a lot in the car when I'm driving around, going 90.
You don't need to practice. You got it. You got it. Yeah.
It's super weird because it wasn't something that I was like born with. It's you know what I'm saying? Like the idea of like, oh, like you have such a gift. Like nothing was given to me. Like I really had to.
Really? So you did? You were not always a singer? You just
No.
like, really?
I was like a nerd in school.
But
I was
okay,
like a straight
so
student.
that's
You were
Interesting.
born with the gift, but then you fell in love with it.
Yeah, I
And
guess
then
I had to
because
discover
you
it.
And you trained it.
Yeah.
That's
you
good.
know,
You see,
fine-tune
everything
it.
is possible. And
Yeah.
you're like,
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
everything is
Yeah,
possible.
I
And
never
when
would've-
you want something, you just have to work.
Yeah.
I never would have expected that because
Yeah.
your voice is very, very organic. It's very just, and this isn't really a guide word, but it's a sweet voice. It's just
Thank you.
really.
I can take it, I promise.
Yeah, it's just it's really beautiful.
Thank
So to not to realize that you weren't born with it. You just had to
How to bring it out.
Develop.
Yeah, develop
that's
it.
amazing.
That's a good point, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's interesting too because the hip hop, like the rappy side of things, because like lyrics are always the most important thing in the music. Like that's always what I put the most amount of time into. You know, when it comes to making the music, that takes the most amount of time for me. It's just the lyrics, and that's how I ended up getting into like hip hop and like rapping, which is super unconventional for somebody like me. That like, let me look at me. I don't look like the rapper type, but that's kind of, I don't know. It's I have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because that's what we're kind of doing. Kind of overlaps several genres. So there's a lot of different communities that we're trying to get involved in and like talk to. We're really trying to overlap the industry in multiple aspects and multiple sides of it. So
It's good though. It opens you up a lot.
yeah, definitely. And it's cool because we met like a lot of really interesting people, and you know, like we have like people that we're working with on the side and like doing other things, and you know, like now we're talking to you guys, and like we were recently on Riddler's Killer Rock Show on Alloy Radio, and that was really cool.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
That was
So the guy who does it, he's a good friend of mine. And Alloy Radio, it's like an online radio station. They play a lot of rock on there, but he started playing his music, and they really responded well to it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It pulls you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not. It doesn't even play like my style of music, but I'm one of the top requested artists on that station now, which is crazy.
You just like a overnight sensation. That is amazing.
You have to go for it.
Yeah,
Don't
for
wait.
sure.
I just
Wow.
go for it.
So he
That's nice.
got to play live on while they were doing the show, and afterwards, the host, he told us that he played for like 2,300 people live.
Yeah.
So it was.
I was not expecting. So he told me that right before. I didn't know that.
Oh,
We
that's
didn't
right.
know how many until afterwards. How many total it was 2,300. But like I thought that it was. I mean, like not like he's great. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't know that many people would like listen.
So
to
are
it.
you used to like performing for a book, like
Not that many.
or like
How many
that-
people?
Did you freak out?
2,300.
Oh,
2,300. Like okay, so I used to perform.
Oh, you
I
said
performed at
Yes.
cafes, like,
Okay.
yeah, like smaller.
Oh,
Like,
you
I've done like bigger performances, like for school, because I went to performing arts school. When I was there, we had like some bigger like variety shows, and they would rent out larger venues, and like more people were there. But it was like that wasn't very intimidating because the specific type of crowd is like, okay, well these are parents of kids that I go to school with. Like, it's a very specific community, and there aren't really a lot of outside people coming in. So that was one thing. It was a good opportunity for me to get used to performing in front of people. But then I started doing some cafes and different things, and then performing kind of just slowed down in general for me. And now that I'm trying to get back into it, the numbers that I'm dealing with are more than I'm used to.
Yeah.
But tell me, how did you feel? Like, did you freak out? You were
Yeah, so
sweating,
I'm sitting here with the guitar and the microphone,
like-
and I'm 30 seconds from going on, and he's like, "Yeah, no pressure. There's just about 2,000 people listening." I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Like, right now you're telling me this?" Like, so I had to do it. I had to go, and I was not nervous until the second that he said that, and then it was like, "What am I gonna do now?" Because it's like I went live on the air in 30 seconds. So here we go.
because
just gotta go
it
for
has
it.
happened to me. When I started acting,
Yeah,
like I will do great at home,
yeah.
and then I go to my audition, and then my heart.
The nerves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
fine sitting there until they say your name and it's
Yeah,
like,
and then you
Yeah.
feel so
Yeah.
butterflies in
Exactly.
your
Yeah,
stomach,
pressure's
and you're
on.
like, oh my god.
And when it sucks too, because when I'm having to play an instrument and you get nervous and then my hands are all clammy and I'm just like,
like I don't feel my fingers.
yeah, exactly.
And the performance
And you
went
try
well.
to concentrate,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Ray, I need you back, Ray. Where
It
did
worked.
you go?
It worked out pretty well. I didn't. There was we ended up after we played like the few songs that we had planned. They wanted like people were like sending in messages saying to do an encore.
Yeah.
So I just spotted the moment. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this song, and I couldn't like I hadn't practiced the song in a little while, and I was like just nervous and like my brain was scrambled eggs. So I was like, nope. I had to. I'm actually gonna play a different song. Like I just roll with it.
It happened to be Ashes too.
Yeah, it was Ashes. I haven't played Ashes in a while because we've been working on a lot of new music. Like a lot of it hasn't been released yet. People haven't heard it yet. So that's the thing about it. When you make your own music, no one else knows how to play it except for you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to like.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not that like I don't know how to play my own music. It's just that's a side of it that I didn't think about. That you have to like consistently practice your old stuff when you're making new stuff, or you're gonna have to like relearn it in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
But that's
Yeah.
the one you learn, like experiencing.
Yeah.
what's coming, and then you start thinking and keeping in mind, oh, okay, this is gonna help me because this is what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
You know,
When I'm not, we don't like tour right now. But like touring artists, like they you know they're practicing day after day after day. They're doing the same set every single day, and you know you get to the point where they're probably so incredibly sick of that set because they play it so often. But at least they know it down pat, and like we're always just working on like what's the next thing. You know what I mean? We're always taking on the next challenge and like moving on to something new. So it's like we kind of
good.
reflect back a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see what's coming
What's
on.
next?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we got a lot of. I'm really excited. It was.
You guys didn't bring me a CD or anything?
No, it sucks. We wanted. We literally talked about
You
this.
guys didn't bring me
We
any
just
t-shirts,
talked about
posters,
this.
nothing?
We had like one.
I
We
want
made
you
one
to see
T-shirt.
it.
It was like a prototype T-shirt. Which Julian gave it to me for Christmas. Actually, it was like the day the album came out. I was all happy. But that was like our prototypical thing that we made. We were going to do more. We also like our second project was going to come out a lot sooner, but like when all this stuff started,
Yeah.
it kind of put a wrench in everything. And then immediately after that, we had some extreme technical difficulties that set in, and his hard drive got corrupted somehow.
So all the original files
For like we had a
for
lot
his
of
music, a lot of the stuff we were working on.
It's gone.
It was. We've since rebuilt a lot of it.
Well, some of it.
Some of it, yeah.
My hard drive that contains stuff from like 2014 to then, gone.
Yeah.
It's awful.
But you know what? I bet that will happen again.
Yeah,
I'm sure
well,
you've got
now
copies
I
of
got
it.
some,
right?
yeah.
It created a new challenge that we were not really planning for, and I think that it actually definitely is reflected in the music more than it was originally going to, because there's a lot of songs that like are just new that weren't written until after that happened, and when that happened, a lot of other things happened. Like there's a whole bunch. I had to move recently, and like life's just crazy, work's crazy, and all this stuff that's happening. Yeah. So and it's in a way like those things are bummers, but like without things like that happening, that you have to like learn from. You know, I'm gonna run out of things to write music about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I kind of need. Yeah. So it's because I get inspiration. A lot of my music's a little bit on the sad side, like it can be at least, and it's like it's because it's easy to think of like an obstacle and focus on how that impacts you, and that's a
More than
good
an
source of
obstacle
music.
is an opportunity. Like
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, exactly. It's how you turn it. Well, even though my music sounds a little bit like on the depressing side sometimes, the whole concept is that it's like it's an opportunity to take it and learn from it and like show how you're gonna adapt to it, and that's kind of like I actually wish that people would see it as kind of more uplifting, because it's like the fact that like it's like we're dealing with this stuff, you know what I'm saying, but we're not giving up, we're doing it.
Right.
So
Well, many sad songs or if you want to call them depressing, have helped me through some tough times.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
So
Well, that's good to feel sad.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Emotion isn't a bad thing. It's a great thing.
when it's really common, especially in this day and age, and especially with like my generation of people, that is just like so for some reason determined to just be like depressed about everything all the time, and for what I mean, that's just really common among like my general age group. They struggle with that, so it's like it's people that struggle with things like that I'm also trying to target with the music, like just having something for people to relate to. And that's the biggest compliment that like I feel that I can get, is when someone's like, I can like hear myself in your music, like I relate to that because it reminds me of this struggle that I'm going through, or this and that.
Exactly. You start connecting to other people's history and experiences, and like, oh, this reminds me of what happened to me, whatever. I connect with you. Like, oh, he feels the same way. I'm not alone here.
Yeah. Well, that's a big problem that I see with hip hop artists, though. Is like especially the ones that like they say their own name a lot in their music. The thing about that is that like I don't know how people are supposed to relate to something that impacts only that one person. Now, it doesn't mean it's like not enjoyable to listen to.
They do that really often. Even really like famous singers. I listen to a lot of music also, music, and they love like a. And I'm like, I know who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's okay, but not overdo it. Like me as the audience, it's like I know who you are and why you have to be doing that in every single song.
Yeah.
I know who you are. I mean, I like you because of you. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
But I also understand that they do it because they want to build audience and they want to
Yeah, and it's like it's their own
expand.
following, and like I have songs where I say my own name and stuff in it, but it's like I try to keep a lot of it like kind of vague and but like vague and metaphoric. You know what I'm saying? So just like people can like everything has like a specific topic that it's about, but if you leave things a little bit open to the interpretation of the person listening, it makes it easier for you to put yourself into.
That's like film. If
Yeah.
you leave something open, if you get the attention from
intrigue.
people,
Yeah.
and then
Brings
people
intrigue.
have the freedom to interpret it like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I mean, like this is whatever, and then the twist in the end. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like I love those TV shows.
It makes you,
I
know,
mean, I love
it
those
adds
movies.
involvement from the audience for
Mhm.
sure.
Well, I think you guys make a great team.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
just
thanks
it's
so much.
really fantastic.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job, and I think people need to know, more people need to know about you. You're doing a wonderful out there, and I cannot wait to see how you're growing and
Yeah.
growing.
Appreciate
We'll
I
definitely
cannot
follow.
wait for the second album.
Yeah.
And I'll give you my address, and then you send me some CDs.
All right, for sure. Yeah,
Posters
that's
and
happening for
t-shirts,
sure.
and sign it, okay?
Yeah.
Do
absolutely.
think about getting some T-shirts for that kickoff or for the rap party because
Okay.
like I said, as soon as
Oh, yeah, and also CDs. Bring your CDs.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. See, it sucks. All this stuff was on the agenda. It just got pushed back. We
it's
have
just
everything-
pushed back.
It's just pushed
We're-
back.
we're
It's-
gonna do it.
It's coming.
We're-
It's
we're
coming.
in
Standby. We are on
Yeah.
standby.
Believe me.
Standby.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a much bigger lineup of things like that we'll have available when our second project comes and drops. Because we'll have something new that we can it's just like a next step for us, and that's we'll probably have a lot more stuff centered around that coming out.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, very much so. So thank you
Awesome.
guys for coming and talking to us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
for having us.
And your success. I mean, I just feel like we just got in early with these guys.
Yeah,
I'm happy
definitely.
that I got to know you a little bit more about
sure.
what you're doing and
Yeah,
your past and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
We wish you best,
Yeah,
and
thank you so much.
thank you so much once again to be here with us
Yeah,
and spend time with us. And
I'm not sure if we should shake, fist bump, or just wink at each
Yeah,
other.
it'll probably give us a lot of
That-
hug.